Not guilty. Did the jury get it right? I'm Vibration NC, and I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm going to try to be non-biased as I can. I'm going to try to explain both sides of the story, and I'm going to try to do it really quick. Once again, this is just my opinion. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an attorney. I do know most of my rights as an American. I may be wrong in a couple of my opinions or my knowledge of the law or rights. So do not hold me accountable for anything that you might hear or see today. Although I said it, so I guess you kind of have to hold me accountable for it. But anyway, I'm just going to give you a quick opinion on what I believe happened and why I believe America, or I should say most of the black community, is upset upon this verdict. Trayvon Martin, a young black gentleman who was 17 years old and unarmed. America is screaming they want justice for Trayvon Martin because there was a not guilty verdict. Why was there a not guilty verdict? And here we go with my opinion. I'm going to be real quick about it. Because there simply were not enough facts, and there simply were enough facts. If you take race and politics out of this case and base it on just the facts, or therefore the lack of facts, there is no way you can convict Zimmerman guilty of either manslaughter or second-degree murder. There is no way. And that's my opinion. It has to be self-defense based on the facts. Now, if you throw race and politics into this case, I can see where you're upset. A white man / Hispanic murdered a unarmed 17-year-old boy. Okay, first of all, Trayvon Martin, 17. He was a big enough man to whip a 40-year-old man's ass and put this 40-year-old man in fear for his life. In turn, he self-defended himself, which is what leads us up here today. All right, real quick, I'm going to go through my opinion on what happened, tell you a couple things. First of all, let's see this guy right here. This guy evidently makes a video, and he's going to explain to us why we don't get it.
I'm going to do this video for everybody out there that doesn't get how George Zimmerman is guilty.
All right, so this guy, he voiced his opinion on why this guy should be not guilty. Real quick, I'm just going to give you my opinion. I'm going to try to explain to you what I think happened, and we'll just go from there. Couple of the facts, real quick. We know Zimmerman was a night watch guard, a neighborhood watch. He had a gun. Other fact, we know Trayvon Martin was walking through the rain with a hoodie on late at night. Those are the facts that we know as of right now. We also know there had been recent break-ins in the area. We know Zimmerman is a night watchman. Okay, here's what happens. Zimmerman calls 911 because he notices a suspicious-looking character, or so he says he's suspicious. He proceeds to tell the 911 batcher that Trayvon Martin is acting suspicious, looking into windows, and just acting funny, suspicious. We don't know that to be a fact. We know that to be Zimmerman's opinion. What we do know is fact. The dispatcher said, "Are you following him?" Zimmerman said, "Yes." The dispatcher said, "We don't need you to do that." In turn, Zimmerman says, "These assholes always get away with this. Or they always get away." And my opinion on what happens next is that Zimmerman is frustrated with the break-ins in the area, so he elects to follow Trayvon Martin because he's tired of them getting away. And let me take this step back. I don't mean he's getting tired. I don't mean when he says he's tired of them getting away, I'm going to run up and shoot this one. He means he's tired of them getting away, so he's going to remain on 911 and follow Trayvon Martin, and he does that, and he describes to the dispatcher what's going on, where he's going, what directions he's heading in, and he agrees to meet an officer when he shows up at a predisposed, whatever, a location through the cut-through, I believe he said. And we do know that to be a fact. That's where the 911 call ends, and this is where the not guilty verdict comes into play, because we simply do not have enough evidence to determine what happens next until the first eyewitness testimony and the next 911 call comes in. What happened? We don't know. Did Trayvon Martin approach Zimmerman? Because we already know that Trayvon Martin described Zimmerman as a creepy-ass cracker. Trayvon Martin could be upset at this point, and he approaches Zimmerman and asks him, what the hell you doing following me? And at that point attacks Zimmerman. Or Trayvon could have come up and said, hey, why are you following me? Zimmerman could have said, hey, I'm a neighborhood watch. I've already notified police. They're on their way. At this point, Trayvon becomes upset and attacks Zimmerman. At this point, he's banging his head into the pavement. Zimmerman fears for his life and shoots Trayvon. We don't know that. Eyewitness testimony says that there was an argument, there was a fight, and then there was a gunshot. I believe, and I could be wrong, this is just my opinion, but there was testimony that Trayvon was on top of Zimmerman, smashing his head into the pavement or the grass. There could have been rocks in the grass. We don't know, but Zimmerman's wounds coincide with the testimony from eyewitnesses. What if it happened like this? And these are where the facts are and the facts aren't. What if Zimmerman walks up to Trayvon and says, hey, punk ass, drops the N-bomb? What are you doing? Pulls his gun out. Trayvon fights for his life, starts beating Zimmerman, and at some point, Zimmerman shoots Trayvon. We don't know that. We don't know that. We do know there was a fight. We do know there was eyewitness testimony saying Trayvon was on top of Zimmerman. We do know that somebody is screaming for help. Here's my opinion on this too. And by what this guy says, you cannot scream rhythmically, help, 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 at the top of your lungs while getting beat, while having your head smashed into the pavement. I believe I could. If I'm getting beat, I could scream help as loud as I wanted, as frequently or as unfrequently as I wanted to. We do know that. Also, he says it wasn't Zimmerman screaming for help. It was Trayvon screaming for help, while Zimmerman had a gun pointed at him. Now, I'm sorry, but if somebody's got a gun pointed at me, I'm not going to start singing rhythmically, help, help, help. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be screaming for my life. Help! Dude, don't shoot, please. I'm sorry. You know, don't shoot, don't shoot. I'm sorry, I didn't mean, that's what I'm going to be doing. Also, I might be wrong on this, but I believe Trayvon Martin's father said in the 911 call that that was not his son screaming. I don't know later on if it was determined that that was not untrue or not, or it was inaudible. He couldn't make out the voices. I don't know that to be a fact or not a fact. So correct me, I might be wrong on that. But I believe we don't know enough. We do know a couple things. We do know enough facts. This guy over here, once again, he says that if Trayvon Martin was on top of Zimmerman and beating the shit out of him, and Zimmerman pulls the gun out and shoots him, he's going to have blood splatter all over Zimmerman's chest, and Trayvon's going to fall and collapse completely on top of Zimmerman. If that were the case, I think, it's quite possible. I believe what happened was Trayvon was beating Zimmerman, and at some point they become separated by a little bit of distance. At this point, Zimmerman was able to reach for his gun and shoot Trayvon Martin. This is my opinion. Also, he says Trayvon Martin was walking away when Zimmerman shot him and fell to the ground, clasped his arms, and died. We don't know. There just really wasn't enough evidence to prove that. There was not enough evidence not to prove that. I'm not a forensic scientist. I don't know how far blood splatter will go, but I believe that at some point they become separated with eyewitness testimony saying that Trayvon was on top of Zimmerman. There was just enough separation for him to get his gun and shoot him, and either one, save his life, or like El Presador said, he's a bitch move, had to bring the gun out. Either way, that's what he did. Whether he feared for his life or he was a bitch, a pussy, we don't know, but we do know he shot Trayvon Martin. I think there was just enough separation for that to take place, and that's what happened. But I don't know, and that's why America's upset right now. America, or I should say the black population, has made this a racial and / political case. Al Sharpton, Obama throw their opinion in the mix, and it all becomes racial. I'm going to tell you this. You take out the race card, the political card, and you base your decision on the facts only, or therefore not enough facts, you have to have a not guilty verdict. Bottom line. There just simply was not enough information, or just enough information for them to make their decision. The jury got it right in this case, and there is no way, as an American citizen who have the same rights as Zimmerman does, who fall under the same law and have the same judicial rights as an American, there's no way you can be upset with this decision unless you make it racial, unless you make this a hate race / political crime. There's no way you can convict Zimmerman, and I don't understand why America is mad. There's just no way. There's no way. And the jury said it. The lady was on CNN last night, one of the jurors. She said they did not let race come into the conversation. They based it on the facts, and by the facts alone, they come up with a not guilty verdict. And as an American, and as me, Vibration NC, you guys know how I feel. You guys know where I stand on some of my political views about America and about a couple other things. But based on the facts, what I've seen, and I'm not putting race into this at all, I think they got it right. I honestly do. I believe that Zimmerman, you know, I can't say I know or believe or my opinion on what happened, because I simply don't have enough facts to make that decision. But I think it somewhere went along the lines of Zimmerman was upset with the break-ins. Trayvon Martin just happened to be the other guy. A fight broke out. We don't have enough information knowing on where and when or how the gun was pulled. We do know that Trayvon Martin was shot, and he was ultimately killed in that situation. And we just don't have enough facts. I know that what I think happened is, I mean, if I say that I think Trayvon started the fight, that'll make me sound like a racist. That'll make me make the case racial, and I don't want to say that. I'm going to say, just based on the facts, based on what I see, I think Zimmerman is not guilty because there was not enough evidence to prove beyond reasonable doubt for manslaughter or murder too. There was just simply not enough facts. In America, you've got to see that, you've got to know that, and you've got to have faith in the system just for that instance. You make it racial, that's your problem. That's why you disagree with this case. I'm Vibration NC, guys. I love you. Thanks for watching. Remember, leave your comments in the bottom. Please don't be too hateful on me. This was just my opinion, and based on the facts, I believe not guilty is the right verdict.